Welcome to Glove Talk, a channel where we like to talk a lot about what's going on in the boxing news and then also make fight predictions. So if you're new to the channel, welcome. I also love to hear from you guys, so make sure to let me know what you guys think about this fight down in the comments below. With that said, we'll get into the details. Okay, so right after Conor McGregor gets knocked out brutally last weekend, Ryan Garcia suddenly posts a unofficial poster of him and Manny Pacquiao and says he's fighting Manny Pacquiao. So some details have kind of come out about this, possible details. Nothing is official yet. Nothing is actually official, but this is what we know so far as possible details for this fight. Number one, it would be at welterweight. Number two, they're looking at either it being in Saudi Arabia or the United States, which I find really interesting, and I'll touch on that again in this video. Number three, they are talking about this being possibly an exhibition. Some news sources have come out and said this could be an exhibition fight and not an official one. So when you look at all those details, to me, one of the biggest things that stands out is location and exhibition for this fight. So my thoughts on this fight are, this is a backup plan. This is a backup plan. This was not intended. The intention was for Manny Pacquiao to fight Conor McGregor. I did a whole video on that. If you want to check that out, I'll put a card right up here so you can check that out. That was the intention. Conor McGregor was going to beat Dustin Poirier. He was maybe even going to win a title. Maybe fight for a title, maybe get a title, and then him and Manny Pacquiao have an exhibition fight in Saudi Arabia. So there's no worry about gate. That was the plan. Then Conor McGregor gets brutally knocked out and turned into a meme over the weekend, and they're like, uh-oh, no. Backup plan. We got to do something else. If you're going to try to get a large fan base to pay for an exhibition with Manny Pacquiao, Ryan Garcia is a great candidate. He is. I know people make fun of the fact that he has this huge social media following. He has one of the largest social media followings out of any active boxer. It's not even a question. On top of that, if you're going to pair Ryan Garcia's fan base with someone else that they might have heard of, because there's a fairly large casual element to his fan base. It's nothing wrong with that. It's true. Nothing wrong with that. Manny Pacquiao is the perfect candidate. Out of all the current active fighters right now, I would say my friends and family and just people I meet and they find out I like boxing, every single one of them know Manny. They know Manny. So he's a household name here. He's a easy casual name for people that don't watch a lot of boxing or watch any boxing. Maybe they only watch Ryan Garcia. If that. Maybe they watch Canelo and Ryan. That's it. If you're gonna pair these two, they kind of work together. They do work well together in an exhibition type of fight. Now, that's not what I think about it. That's just from a logistics money standpoint, it makes sense on paper to me. What do I really think about this fight? I think that if Ryan Garcia wants to be special, if Ryan Garcia wants to be like his, as he says, big brother Canelo, he needs to make it a real fight. He needs to actually make it a fight for the WBA title at welterweight and go for it. The reason I say that is some people are kind of comparing this to when Canelo fought Mayweather. And I see that. I see various elements that look similar. Number one being that if Ryan Garcia loses, nobody cares. I don't care. Do you care? I bet you don't. Because Ryan Garcia is not supposed to beat a living legend. If he does somehow beat Manny Pacquiao, he becomes an even bigger global superstar. If he loses, no one cares that you lost your O to one of the greatest fighters of all time. So you can't lose. You can't lose in that sense. Another part is he's going to get paid. I mean, Manny fights. There's a reason Mikey Garcia wants to fight Manny Pacquiao. There's a reason that Keith Thurman wants a rematch. You know, there's a reason all these guys want to fight him. It's not just because they get to have the name on the resume. No, it's because it becomes a thing where you make good money finally for a fight. The paycheck for that fight, you know, is going to be a solid one compared to fighting anybody else. So for Ryan, that's huge. That's great financially for him. And then let's also look at the element that, just like Canelo, when he fought and lost to Mayweather, what happened afterwards? Canelo got better. And he took elements that he learned from Mayweather and implemented it. There's a reason why Canelo has certain defensive elements to his game that look a little bit Mayweather-esque, right? Right? And there's nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with doing it. That's what Ryan Garcia should do. If he wants to be special, he needs to fight special types of talent and fighters like Manny Pacquiao. Yeah, I know. Tank Davis, that whole hoopla about Tank Davis. I get it. But Tank Davis and Ryan Garcia are young enough that they have plenty of time to make that fight. The only thing I don't like about this fight for Ryan is it being at 147. And the only reason I don't like that is because he should try to stay at lightweight as long as possible. And maybe this is a thing where he goes up and then comes back down. I get that. But really, I would want Ryan to start looking at welterweight more in his mid to late 20s. He has the frame. It's not like he's a small lightweight. You know, he's 5'10". He certainly has the possible frame to fight at welterweight. The thing with welterweight is, obviously, you don't want to throw him in there right now. There's just sharks everywhere in that division. Spence, Crawford, you know, there's a lot of amazing fighters there. So wait till some of those guys retire. Wait till some of those guys maybe even move up in weight, right? Then maybe get in. Even still, you're still going to have guys like, you know, Virgil Ortiz that are going to be standing there waiting to fight you. So for me, I want to see Ryan Garcia in the lightweight division as long as possible. I think it makes the most sense for his career. I see some people angry at Manny for this fight, saying, I heard some people say, oh, well, you know, his last fight was Keith Thurman and that was 18 months ago. And I just don't like this fight for him. This is my take on that. I don't care who Manny Pacquiao fights. I don't care who Manny wants to fight at all. I don't care. It's just like what's going on right now in the NFL. Tom Brady's going to go to the Super Bowl with the Buccaneers. As a lifelong New England Patriots fan, am I sour about Tom Brady going to the Super Bowl again? No. He's done more for my franchise and won more Super Bowls than I could ever imagine. Manny's had more big fights against top level guys than anyone right now. Who cares who he fights? I don't care. As long as he fights, as long as Tom Brady's throwing a football around, I'm going to root for him. And it's the same thing with Manny anytime he's in a ring. That's my take on this. Let me know yours down in the comments below. And with that said, we'll talk to you later. Thanks.